What it do? What it do? You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit that bell icon. That's the notification bell that will notify and alert you that all fresh content that I drop on YouTube will hit your devices. So you don't want to miss nothing. You want to be on the latest, the fresh drops, the fresh shorts, the fresh videos, the fresh lives. Make sure you smash that bell icon. You will not miss not an ounce of content that I drop on YouTube. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I need everybody to go double back and spin the block. Go to my second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment over there. Both help, and all helps both of my channels grow, get more viewers, more subscribers, more followers, push both of my YouTube channels further into the YouTube algorithm to be noticed. So it's very important that y'all smash that like button. Let's get 25 likes or 50 likes on this video. And if you're looking for the like button, it's the three dots on the upper right hand side. Hit the three dots, you will see the thumbs up and the thumbs down button. And that's the like button. If you like the content, you like what I do, make sure you hit the Cash App $ SRED 40. All information spent at the top of the ticker. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my future subscribers. We in the building. You see the title. In Shedeur Sanders, we trust perfect timing. Right now, Shedeur Sanders is getting prepared and getting ready to probably maybe face Deshaun Watson and whoever they draft, maybe Dylan Gabriel, who knows, but Shedeur Sanders has not been granted or given the number one job as a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He must earn it. He will earn it. He will be the number one de facto quarterback coming out the quarterback competition. He will beat out Deshaun Watson and whoever else that Tom Monk and them put in place because he is the franchise quarterback. He will show everybody his perfect time and perfect season. He will be another Pro Bowler. He may be in the run for the MVP conversation. Who knows? But Shedeur Sanders is in heavy competition for the number one quarterback spot. We're about to get into it. We're about to break it down. You know what we do. Will Shedeur Sanders become the number one quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? Will he be able to beat out Deshaun Watson for the job? What up, Cologne? Yo. Yes, sir. We here. We in the building. So how you doing? I'm doing good. Bless, bless, bless. Make sure you tap the Cash App, spread the live. Let everybody know, Cologne, that we in the building. Spread the live. Get the likes up. Let's get 25 to 50 likes on this video. Let's get into the content. Shedeur Sanders, you know what we do. The intro. What he say? He said, yo, you saw Cody get whooped. Yeah, for sure. Bryce Rose Young. Yeah. I'm going to um I'm going to SmackDown on Friday to see Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. We're going live. S.L.R will be in the building for Friday night SmackDown. It will be, I won't be going live, but I will be talking about the show. I will be doing a SmackDown review the next day. So I won't be going live or doing a review on Friday because I will be at the SmackDown. So that's what it is. I told you. We in the building. S.L.R, we be everywhere. Told you. We will be at Friday night SmackDown for 3 hours, getting all the live wrestling action. I will be going live the next day to talk about it and break down review Friday night SmackDown. So make sure everybody tap in Saturday and be looking for that review for sure. That's why I'm saying, and make sure you hit that notification bell. I will be going to Friday night SmackDown on Friday, and I will be doing a live review on Saturday. Bryce Rose Young. Facts. Let's get it. You already know. You can tell. You can tell it's getting boring. Randy should have faced him last year, yeah. But it's a good time right now. We got the Viper, so that's what we're gonna do. And the Viper will be in full Viper mode Friday, and I will be in the building to watch Randy Orton Viper bit Cody Rhodes again. Because Cody deserves it. So let's get into the content.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh, and he is going right to the knee.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh, and he is going right to the knee.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh, and he is going right to the knee.
When you've been hated on most of your career, this is what happens. You have haters who try to end your professional career. I guarantee this guy right here who tried to take Shedeur out, I guarantee he have not even sniffed the NFL. And he won't. For sure. Shedeur Sanders is the legend killer.
The projected #1 draft pick, Fernando Mendoza, decided he will not throw at the NFL Combine. He'll wait for his pro day. Throw with familiar receivers, better conditions, better optics. So apparently, waiting for your pro day is leadership. Where they do that at? Because when Shedeur made that decision while projected to be drafted top 10, that was concerning. That was arrogant. And that was also the moment the tone changed towards him. It was no longer about evaluation. It was about correcting and humbling him. Now, it's leadership. It's strategy. Mendoza is helping teammates shine. Same decision, different description. When the narrative likes you, preparation becomes professionalism. It's pretty obvious Mendoza's complexion changes the protection and the connection. They'll say Mendoza's selfless, being a great teammate, but Shedeur, brash, and suddenly a 5th-round pick. If controlling your throwing environment is smart, then it was smart before. If it shows leadership today, then it showed leadership then. Same decision, different privilege, and that's the real evaluation nobody wants to deal with. The Browns GM, Andrew Barry, gave Shedeur advice at the Combine. And honestly, it sounded like solid advice, because according to Cleveland media and a few YouTubers desperate for clicks, When Shedeur isn't being traded every other day, he's apparently in a 15-quarterback cage match just to reach QB1. Let's look at the list. Deshaun Watson, okay, easy storyline. Malik Willis, never been better than Shedeur at any level. Ty Simpson, more likely to be learning UFL playbooks than NFL ones. Dylan Gabriel, again? Really? Hasn't his fiancée been tortured enough? We even heard Mac Jones and Geno Smith. If this is true, might as well send the 3 guys who robbed Shedeur's house too. They already showed they can steal the ball from him. At this point, they're just naming quarterbacks like raffle prizes. But here's the reality. Andrew Barry is talking development. Media is talking content. 2 different conversations. Real leaders worry about growth. Click economy worries about noise. So hopefully, Shedeur is doing exactly what Barry suggested. Working, learning, getting better, and not listening to those who refresh rumors faster than box scores. QB1 isn't decided by headlines, so no matter who they line up across from him, Shedeur will shine. Todd Monken revealed that Shedeur sent him a porcelain horse head for his birthday, and the internet immediately lost its mind. Sports shows, podcasts, Twitter detectives, everybody suddenly became a symbolism expert. They said, it means power. It's a warning. It's a Godfather reference. He's trying to buy QB1. Or, hear me out, it could just be a gift. Yes, a gift. But this is Shedeur, so nothing is allowed to be normal. If he posts a photo, it's a message. If he wears tape on his back, it's a thong. If he kneel in prayer, it's a sign. If he sends a gift, it's a crime. Because people don't watch Shedeur, they decode him. Meanwhile, Todd Monken probably just said, cool horse, and moved on. But the media, no chance. Because a quarterback building a relationship with his coach is a story they can't control. At this point, if Shedeur sneezes, ESPN will hold a panel. But sometimes, it's just a gift and a reminder that Shedeur is a thoughtful young man who was raised right, scrutinized for doing something so basic. Just wait until camp starts, when Shedeur's off to the races. The talking heads are now calling Travis Hunter a bust. Why? Because the Jaguars moved him to full-time corner. That's it. That's the crime. The only people yelling bust are the same ones who were mad he won the Heisman. They don't want development. They want disappointment. But, tell you what, if he's a bust, trade that bust to Cleveland. There's a QB1 there who already knows exactly how to use him. A quarterback who knows how to turn chemistry into Travis being the best player on the field. Because those 50-50 balls people called reckless last year, that wasn't confusion, that was expectation. Shedeur thought he still had Travis Hunter in rotation, commentators panicking, haters asking, what was he thinking? He was thinking, my receiver goes and gets that. Jerry Jeudy drops those. Travis Hunter climbs ladders for those, then pose. Different skill, different outcome, different conversation. So yeah, if Jacksonville thinks a two-way Heisman winner is a problem, send that problem to Cleveland. The Bengals went and got Chase for Burrow. Real teams don't hesitate. They load the arrow. The Browns have a quarterback who knows the difference between a risky throw and a trusted target ready to put on a show. You call it trash, he calls it treasure, and we've already seen what they can do together. Listening to Cleveland media right now is like watching a dude with no flavor on a dating app, swiping right on everybody and still getting no matches. Welcome to anybody but Shedeur season. But we've been down this road before. Remember Kenny Pickett? Did nothing in Pittsburgh, did nothing with the Raiders. Bailey Zappi. We were supposed to pretend we hadn't already seen that nothing movie in Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel, more nothingness, but apparently QB royalty in Stefanski's palace. And now the new darling, Malik Willis. No disrespect to Malik, but let's be serious. Malik managed 3 rookie starts. Game 1, 6 for 10, 55 yards, 1 pick. Game 2, 5 for 16, 80 yards, no touchdowns. And Game 3, 16 for 25, 135 yards. No touchdowns. He's had 6 NFL starts total. 5 of them absolutely sucked. But yes, he had 1 decent game last season, and now people act like he's Michael Vick. Meanwhile, Shedeur's breakout game. 380-plus yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, led the team in rushing, broke rookie records. That one Shedeur game dwarfs Malik's entire resume. But somehow Malik is the future, and Shedeur is the problem. Malik Willis has been in the league 4 years. He's had more time, more reps, more chances, and still we see less production, less stats, less ability than Shedeur. At no point, high school, college, or the NFL, has Malik Willis been better than Shedeur. Not then, not now, not in the future. So when the same media voices who told you Shedeur was statistically the worst, so they need to find someone else. But then they bring you statistically the worst and say, Malik deserves $30 million and QB1. Understand what you're watching. It's not evaluation, it's anybody. But Shedeur, we see you trying to play in our faces, and we're good. Because you can't manufacture upside when the tape and stats say otherwise. Listening to Cleveland media right now is like watching a dude with no flavor on a dating app, swiping right on everybody and still getting no matches. Welcome to anybody but Shedeur season. But we've been down this road before. Remember Kenny Pickett? Did nothing in Pittsburgh, did nothing with the Raiders. Bailey Zappi. We were supposed to pretend we hadn't already seen that nothing movie in Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel, more nothingness, but apparently QB royalty in Stefanski's palace. And now the new darling, Malik Willis. No disrespect to Malik, but let's be serious. Malik managed 3 rookie starts. Game 1, 6 for 10, 55 yards, 1 pick. Game 2, 5 for 16, 80 yards, no touchdowns. And Game 3, 16 for 25, 135 yards. No touchdowns. He's had 6 NFL starts total. 5 of them absolutely sucked. But yes, he had one decent game last season, and now people act like he's Michael Vick. Meanwhile, Shedeur's breakout game: 380 plus yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, led the team in rushing, broke rookie records. That one Shedeur game dwarfs Malik's entire resume. But somehow Malik is the future, and Shedeur is the problem. Malik Willis has been in the league 4 years. He's had more time, more reps, more chances, and still we see less production, less stats, less ability than Shedeur. At no point, high school, college, or the NFL, has Malik Willis been better than Shedeur. Not then, not now, not in the future. So when the same media voices who told you Shedeur was statistically the worst, so they need to find someone else. But then they bring you statistically the worst and say, Malik deserves $30 million and QB1. Understand what you're watching. It's not evaluation, it's anybody. But Shedeur, we see you trying to play in our faces, and we're good. Because you can't manufacture upside when the tape and stats say otherwise. If Shedeur never sits down with another media personality again, it would be too soon, because some of these interviews aren't conversations, they're setups. Calling his supporters a cult isn't curiosity, it's condescending. And while Shedeur checked him and stood 10 toes down, I kept thinking, why are you even entertaining this clown?
The Sanders family has one of the most loyal, cult audiences I've ever seen in my life.
What does a cult mean?
They're just diehard fans, bro. When
I want to know what is a real definition of a cult.
I think when it comes to cult, it's like everybody worships the same thing, maybe, outside of all the noise.
What does it say the definition of a cult is?
Person or thing that is popular or fashionable among a particular group or section of society.
So everybody has cults.
It's a relatively small group.
So that's the fan.
Yeah, but you guys have a big group.
I know, but I just don't like the word cult.
Because words mean things, and cult doesn't just mean fans. It carries weight, sinister, brainwashed, unstable, dangerous. That's not accidental, that's framing. Once you group people and dehumanize them, it becomes easier to dismiss them, mock them, marginalize them. You know, like they tried to do to him. They call us a cult because they couldn't control the narrative. They thought dropping him in the draft would make us disappear. Nah, we're still here. They thought burying him on the depth chart would make the support fade. It grew in spades. They thought the noise would make the loyalty subside. Nope, it multiplied. There are people who call him nephew. That means family. And family doesn't fold because a headline says so. So no, we're not a cult. We're fans who see the play. And just like pundits, we got something to say. If us standing behind Shedeur makes y'all uncomfortable, good. Stay uncomfortable. no longer want to hear it. We do not want to hear any Shedeur slander anymore, because did y'all see that mess last night? By mess, we mean Drake May's performance. It was abhorrent. The same media that dogs Shedeur every day was real quiet when it came to Drake May. Ooh, he was out there getting cooked, completely rattled and shook. Sacked 19 times in the last 4 games. 19. So let me ask the questions they love asking about Shedeur. Is he holding the ball too long? Is he seeing ghosts? Can he read a defense? Because Seattle ran the same blitz all night long, and Drake couldn't adjust a thing. Just sack after sack, they were singing him lullaby songs.
But a lot of these sacks and a lot of these fumbles, that's what happens when you're young. You don't know where they're coming from. You're not prepared for them.
Now, if Shedeur played like that, they'd be questioning his intelligence, dragging his daddy, writing obituaries. So here's where we stand. In 7 games, Shedeur has already shown more poise, more command, and more growth than what we just watched from that Super Bowl performance. So, no, we're not asking for grace anymore. We're taking it. We never want to hear Shedeur isn't the guy again. That's just bias spin. He's got 7 starts under his belt, and we're gonna make sure he gets plenty more, just like the rest of them. Say it loud, say it clear. Shedeur is the Browns' QB1 this year. Oh, and we'll be waiting for the experts to post Drake May's EPA. This week. This week's NFL discourse turned into a battle of Shedeur takes between the never was and the forgotten. In the never was corner, Tim Hasselbeck out here talking like he's his brother, when in reality, both of y'all were mid, and Tim was the middest. Career stats: barely 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7 picks, 4 teams in 1 season. Not even good enough to be a stable backup. Shedeur nearly outperformed your entire NFL career in 7 games of his rookie year. But somehow, you've got notes. What a joke. In the forgotten corner, Tyrann Mathieu once made people proud. Now he's just loud, saying the NFL shouldn't reward mediocrity by putting Shedeur in the Pro Bowl, which is rich, from the overhyped dude the Chiefs threw in a ditch. The rest of the league saw you were washed years before. The Saints caved and opened the door. Yeah, we remember you. Tried to accuse Tom Brady of racism. Then the audio came out. Turns out you were chasing that Jussie Smollett clout. But let's talk about who actually matters. Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith. When Emmitt says, yeah, that's QB1, the question's simple. Who else in Cleveland is getting the job done? What's funny is this. Jackson Dart gets a new coach, and now he's suddenly Joe Montana. Tyler Shaw and Mendoza, they're already Brady. But Shedeur gets a new coach. Y'all act real shady. No grace, no patience, no runway. Just throw that man away. Except, you can't erase wins over Aaron Rodgers and Joe Burrow inside the same division. Games those QBs were desperate to win. So all we're asking for is the same grace you hand out freely to others. If new coaching means growth for them, keep that same energy for him, because we keep hearing other rookies need time. Well, we say give Shedeur an O-line, real weapons, and he's gonna shine. Well. Mike McDaniel canceled his head coach interview with the Buffalo Bills, just like he canceled on the Browns last week. Interesting. TikTok. TikTok. Oh, that's just us waiting for all the articles about how the Bills can't get coaches because of Josh Allen. You know, like they did to Shedeur, because when coaches canceled interviews with Cleveland, the headlines went crazy.
That's just not what you want to hear about a rookie. Big red flag. Coaches are worried.
Concerning. Red flag. No one wants to work with Shedeur. His camp is toxic. Coaches are scared. Whole hit pieces. Whole narratives. All types of smears. But now, the same coach cancels on the Bills. And suddenly, it's just
a conflict. He's the best. All scheduling conflict.
a scheduling conflict, a timing issue, a personal decision. No character assassination. No hit pieces. No whispers about Josh Allen. There very well should be, because why wouldn't you want to coach Mr. MVP? So yeah, we'll be watching and waiting for the analysts to label the Bills' cancellation as a crisis. Same cancel, same delay, different QB, different media play. Well. Mike McDaniel canceled his head coach interview with the Buffalo Bills, just like he canceled on the Browns last week. Interesting. TikTok. Oh, that's just us waiting for all the articles about how the Bills can't get coaches because of Josh Allen. You know, like they did to Shedeur, because when coaches canceled interviews with Cleveland, the headlines went crazy.
That's just not what you want to hear about a rookie. Big red flag. Coaches are worried.
Concerning. Red flag. No one wants to work with Shedeur. His camp is toxic. Coaches are scared. Whole hit pieces. Whole narratives. All types of smears. But now, the same coach cancels on the Bills. And suddenly, it's just
a conflict. He's the best. All scheduling conflict.
a scheduling conflict, a timing issue, a personal decision. No character assassination. No hit pieces. No whispers about Josh Allen. There very well should be, because why wouldn't you want to coach Mr. MVP? So yeah, we'll be watching and waiting for the analysts to label the Bills' cancellation as a crisis. Same cancel, same delay, different QB, different media play. There was a lot of commotion over the weekend because Shedeur changed his Instagram photo. Oh my God, how dare he change his photo? And of course, it's the same people who can't stand him watching his every move like it's breaking news. Funny how hate stays subscribed. But that photo? We think we know why. It wasn't a flex. It was a receipt. Let's jog memories real quick and make some people sick. That's the photo of him accepting the Hemi Award after a history-making game. 364 yards, 4 total touchdowns, the first rookie this season to throw for 300 plus, the most passing yards by a rookie in a single game in 2025, one of only 2 rookies in the Super Bowl era with 350 plus passing yards. 3 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in the same game. The other guy, Joe Burrow. Shedeur also led the Browns in rushing and became the only Browns QB since Baker Mayfield to throw for 300 yards. And let's not forget, that was just his 3rd career start. Other rookies had full seasons, tailored reps, custom game plans, Shedeur thrown in lukewarm, and still outperformed. That photo hit a nerve, because it reminded the naysayers that his Pro Bowl spot was earned. So yeah, that IG photo wasn't random. It was a reminder that he is him. And when you pull up his stats, make sure you pull up the record books for the facts. Stats fade. Records stay. The Browns named Todd Monken as their new head coach. Yeah, that Todd Monken. The same guy who orchestrated Lamar Jackson's MVP season. But let's rewind a little. Todd Monken was the offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at Georgia when Shedeur received an offer from them, but chose to rock the spot at Jackson State instead. Then fast forward. Monken was also the OC when the Ravens were eyeing Shedeur in the 2025 draft. Now, somehow, he ends up in Cleveland. We think this is a good score, because look who's happy. Yep, that's Shedeur. We heard a lot of analysts downplaying the choice and sighing, but we know what it is. Perfect timing, because football is about fit, about trust, about vision, and some luck. And that's what Shedeur deserves. Not a coach who dismisses him with,
obviously my focus is where we are right now, Mary Kay. That's not my focus.
He's never needed special treatment, just a coach who's intentional about his development. So here's the deal. Monken and staff. Do right by Shedeur, and we'll do right by you. Let him grow. Let him lead. Let him cook. Make the haters seethe. We only have one wish. Don't start none. Won't be none. Now let's have some fun with this 2026 run. Don't mind us. We're just over here pouring out a little something for a few coaches. Mike Tomlin, Brian Daboll, Pete Carroll, and yes, Kevin Stefanski. You know what they all have in common? They all tried to play games with Shedeur, and now they're all out the door. Now honestly, we don't have any real smoke for Pete Carroll or Tomlin. They put their stock into a couple of old men, and didn't win. Legends stuck to legend ways. Hey, that's okay. But it is funny that Shedeur beat both their teams. That's so sway. But Brian Daboll, yeah, we didn't forget that chapter, the private visit story, the one that turned into so much chatter. The hit piece fed to the media with pride. Then suddenly we watched Shedeur's draft stock slide, so it felt pretty good watching the Giants say bye-bye. All these coaches sat through the draft like Shedeur wasn't even there. Then the Browns forced Stefanski's hand and the sabotage began. We're all aware. Now Stefanski's media friends are trying to save him. Said he'd be hired by the top team in one day. We're still waiting on that, by the way. Turns out when you bet against Shedeur, you don't just miss the quarterback. You get sacked. So good luck, fellas, on the job search. The league is small. Shedeur will see you on the field, ready to ball. Remember Dan Lanning? Yeah, that guy. The Oregon coach who got real chatty about Dion and Shedeur on the mic.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. Right? This game ain't gonna be played in Hollywood, it's gonna be played on the grass.
Real tough talk. Then Indiana put belt to ass. Yup. Indiana buried you, that's no lie. It's always satisfying to see a bully get punched in the eye. All that preaching, all that posturing, just to get cooked by a team that wasn't even supposed to move you. And now your former player, Dylan Gabriel, talking just like you too. Entertainers versus competitors. Yeah, we hear you trying to sound cool. A whole lot of arrogant talk just to finish the season as QB2. Big talk, small proof. Dan Lanning got no championships, no signature wins, no moment that made the sport bend, but somehow found time to take aim at the Sanders name, hoping their spotlight might brighten his lane. That's the irony, because Dion and Shedeur never had to trash anyone to shine. No cosplay toughness, just grind. They showed up, changed a city, and made Colorado football matter again. And did it while looking oh so pretty. So don't come over here preaching substance over flash. We promise you one thing. The Sanders will pass. And if you happen to slip and talk that substance over flash stuff, make sure it's your resume that can actually back it up. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes losers can't help but be losers. Not because they want to lose, but because losing is all they've ever known. And that's what's happening with parts of Cleveland media and the Browns fan base right now. You got loser radio guys and reporters trying to destroy 12, pushing the narrative that coaches don't want to work with him. Browns blogs taking non-stop digs at Shedeur because they're so used to their ceiling being the floor. Meanwhile, you're sitting on a quarterback who's the most Googled athlete and the third most Googled person on earth. The Browns could be the next America's team, but they keep stepping on the dream. His father helped turn the Cowboys into a household name, so that family knows a little something about the marketing game. Men and women crying opening his jersey on Christmas, new fans of all ages and races proudly wearing Browns gear who never would have touched it. People don't just buy in on teams, they buy feelings. And Shedeur gives Cleveland fans those feelings they've been missing. But when you're used to losing, belief feels suspicious. So instead of leaning in, loser mentality creeps in. Now, they're upset. The Browns didn't lose the last 2 games on purpose to chase Dante Moore, a college player who didn't even think he was ready, so he decided to stay in college 1 year more. But losers can't see what's standing right in their face. Here's the way out. Stop looking for perfection, stop rooting for failure, stop thinking small, and trust in Shedeur to get out there and ball. That's how you leave losing behind. The only rebuild Cleveland needs is a new O-line, and maybe get A.J. Brown with Fannin in the receiver room and shine. So with a real coach and real preseason training, let Shedeur do his thing and bring y'all some glory days. Because honestly, what was so great about your losing ways? Now let me keep it real. That was ugly. From that, I get no joy. But I'm also gonna keep it real and say I'm proud of our boy. Because guess what? He got the W. And isn't that what the haters said he's supposed to do? No, there are no style points or pretty stat lines to discuss. There were stumbles, a trip, and even a fumble. A lot of quarterbacks would have folded, but he didn't. Instead, he locked in, dragged that team into field goal range, and got a win. The critics are in their feelings because of this image. When Shedeur went over Stefanski's head, Bro said, "Let me speak to the real play caller instead." And let's add some context, since people love stats now. According to league numbers, the team that's dead last in every category except defense is the Browns. So Shedeur worked with what he had, which was absolutely nothing. No help, checked out coaching, but he still did something. Game-winning drive, check. Win, you bet. It wasn't pretty, but it was quarterbacking. And funny enough, ugly wins still count the same in the standings. Did y'all see Shedeur get another win? Yeah, it was fire, but of course, they're moving the goalposts again. See, when Shedeur broke records putting on that clinic, throwing for 365 against the Titans, they tried to spin it. They said it didn't count because he didn't win it. Said he wasn't a boss because he did that in a loss. Okay, cool, we'll see what we can do. So yesterday he gets the win. Now they're singing the blues. And not just any win. A win against the Steelers. A win versus a quarterback legend. A win that messed up playoff plans. They went from a win would be clutch to don't win that much. Oh, because y'all want Mendoza? Shedeur got other plans for you. Every time he checks a box, they grab a new clipboard trying to outfox. Stats didn't matter. Wins, too inconvenient. Confidence, arrogance, disrespect. Let's dissect. Is the hate that strong, or y'all just allergic to being wrong? Either way, the Browns got the win, and Shedeur did his job again. And all that boo-hooing is just the sound of the goalposts still moving. Who knew Shedeur's Cleveland Browns jersey would be one of the top Christmas gifts of 2025? Actually, maybe we all knew, because this feels less like retail success and more like being blessed. I mean, it was starting to look like an Oprah special. You get a Shedeur jersey. You get a Shedeur jersey. Everyone gets a Shedeur jersey. Living rooms full of wrapping paper. Aunties shaking their moneymaker, uncles smiling from ear to ear, kids ripping boxes open with holiday cheer. The support for 12 was very clear. Meanwhile, the same people who said he hasn't earned it are now standing in the checkout line like, "Hey, my kid wants it, make it a medium." Funny how that works. 1 month ago, they said he was hype. Now they chatting with the clerk, no flirt. He's a holiday staple. Not a gimmick, not a phase, just motion, and it's been that way. So if you didn't get one under the tree this year, get in gear, because, based on the numbers, he'll have his own Christmas display next year. Who knew Shedeur's Cleveland Browns jersey would be one of the top Christmas gifts of 2025? Actually, maybe we all knew, because this feels less like retail success and more like being blessed. I mean, it was starting to look like an Oprah special. You get a Shedeur jersey. You get a Shedeur jersey. Everyone gets a Shedeur jersey. Living rooms full of wrapping paper, aunties shaking their moneymaker, uncles smiling from ear to ear, kids ripping boxes open with holiday cheer. The support for 12 was very clear. Meanwhile, the same people who said he hasn't earned it are now standing in the checkout line like, "Hey, my kid wants it. Make it a medium." Funny how that works. 1 month ago, they said he was hype. Now they chatting with the clerk. No flirt. He's a holiday staple. Not a gimmick. Not a phase. Just motion. And it's been that way. So if you didn't get one under the tree this year, get in gear. Because, based on the numbers, he'll have his own Christmas display next year. Look what happens when a real coach says a few real things to Shedeur before the game. Suddenly, he's out playing Josh Allen. Yeah, that Josh Allen, the league MVP. I already hear the haters warming up to say, but Josh Allen didn't throw any interceptions. True. But let's also tell the whole truth. Josh Allen didn't throw a single touchdown either. Meanwhile, Shedeur had the Browns in that game against a top team led by the MVP until the last 40 seconds. Shedeur had more passing yards, more rushing yards, more touchdowns, and that's despite the defense giving up yards like it was a yard sale. And that's despite Shedeur damn near losing a finger mid-game. Yes, there are things to clean up. Yes, it wasn't perfect. But when you whisper the right things to the right quarterback, this is what happens. Development. Rooting for Shedeur because we know that boy can play. Making his haters mad. Laughing at everything they say. Ha ha ha. His coaches don't want him to compete. Their media talks shit all the time. But every Sunday he reminds them. Talent don't decline. Spiraling in group chats, mad that your fiancé got sat. We heard what you said on TikTok, but the fans don't want him back. Oh, Shedeur slays, Shedeur slays, and we gonna talk our talk all day. Oh, what fun it is to watch. Their excuses melt away. Hey, Shedeur slays, Shedeur slays. QB1 on display. Oh, what fun it is to watch, while the doubters fade away. Interceptions this, interceptions that. Funny how they quiet when he cooking like that. They said, humble yourself. He said, watch this drive. Now the comments full of think pieces trying to survive. Oh, Shedeur slays, Shedeur slays. Rookie on parade. Oh, what fun it is to watch. Confidence on full display. Hey. Not a sleigh, but he's still sliding. Not reindeer, but he's flying. And the haters? Still typing. Still crying. And we're gonna keep riding. Yeah, we're gonna keep riding. All the way. I know we said we weren't doing Shedeur versus Dylan anymore, but the Gabriel sexuals keep spiraling every time Shedeur throws a pick or more. They say, His numbers ain't better, so why should he start? Then toss together half-baked stats, pretending to look smart. But what they keep skipping and never compare is how both players got there. So let me make it clear. Dillon Gabriel landed in Cleveland with everything on a platter, overdrafted as hell. But hey, it didn't matter. He got tailored coaching, training, and reps. A full rollout plan, zero pressure, no stress. Shedeur, nothing, no help, no grace, just an outdated playbook thrown in his face. Tossed in the deep end, floaties he had to inflate, learning to swim while they timed his fate. A coach who doesn't want him, an O-line that won't protect him. Let's make that clear. And outside the interceptions, Dillon doesn't compare, and Dillon never had his rhythm disrupted, never yanked from big moments or red zones interrupted. No sudden pull, no momentum stalled, no sit-down calls mid-route, mid-ball. But Sunday, Dillon got his shot to win that job back. One snap, one play, one immediate sack. The boos were loud, the tape was short. Sorry, but your guy didn't show enough to flip the report. Football ain't just numbers. It's prep, trust, and time. One guy got the map and tour, the other got the keys mid-drive. So before the Dillon fan clubs start the BS about who really should be playing, compare the circumstances, not just the data you're weighing. Don't leave out context when flaunting those stats, because context of their journey is the real flex.
Hey, why can't we get some balloons? Hey.
Because you didn't buy it, it's broke. You bought the turtle.
We didn't buy the turtle.
No. If you might have money, ask me.
We got...
The NFL world was left in shock when what was supposed to be a chill, lighthearted conversation between young stars suddenly turned into one of the wildest moments of the offseason. Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback everyone watches and talks about, whether they love him or hate him, once again found himself in the middle of controversy. But this time, it had nothing to do with his play on the field or his last name. This time, it was because New York Giants running back Cam Shedeur decided to say something he probably wishes he could take back. During a live show featuring some of the NFL's brightest young talents, including Micah Parsons, Shiloh Sanders, and the Sanders brothers themselves, things took a turn nobody saw coming. What started as jokes and good vibes quickly got awkward when Shedeur made a comment that sucked the air out of the room. He called Shedeur Sanders broke. Yeah, broke. Say that out loud and it already sounds crazy. And when you really think about who he was talking to, it sounds even more ridiculous. The comment came after Shedeur brought up Shedeur being a fifth-round contract holder, clearly taking a shot at where Shedeur was picked in the draft compared to himself. It was supposed to be trash talk, the kind of little jabs players throw around all the time, but this one didn't land at all. If anything, it exposed how out of touch Shedeur is with how the business side of the NFL actually works, and with the massive brand Shedeur Sanders had already built long before he ever stepped onto an NFL field.
Buy it, it's broke. You bought the turtle.
We didn't buy the turtle.
No. If you might have money, ask me.
We got...
Shedeur's reaction told the whole story. He didn't bark back, he didn't start going back and forth, he didn't even raise his voice. He just looked at Shedeur, a look that said everything without him having to say a word, and then smiled. Not a friendly smile, the kind of smile that lets you know someone just messed up. That's veteran-level composure from a young player who's been under a microscope his whole life. Shedeur knows when something is worth responding to, and when it's not. Shedeur clearly isn't built for moments like that. Let's be real. Cam Shedeur was trying to be slick. He was trying to stand out in a room full of bigger names and louder personalities. But calling Shedeur Sanders broke is like calling Bill Gates cheap. It's not just wrong, it's laughable. And the numbers make that painfully obvious. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is the highest jersey seller in the NFL this year, not just among rookies, in the entire league. Think about that for a second. Fans are buying his jersey more than guys who've been in the league for years, more than Pro Bowlers, more than Super Bowl champs.
They told me bust out my AP, perfect timing. Got them baguettes up on my neck, stay shining.
The money Shedeur has made from jersey sales alone this year probably clears what Scatterbo is making on his whole contract. And that's not speculation. Even former NFL MVP Cam Newton has talked about it. Shedeur isn't just a quarterback, he's a brand. And brands make money in a completely different stratosphere.
This is the first time in history that a 5th-round pick has led jersey sales. Nobody is watching 3rd, 4th round as much as we would watch it. But you got to understand, freedom of speech is not free. And I think what Shedeur was doing, what Shedeur was saying, what his father was saying, and the way the father has kind of engulfed his children as you're going into a league where it's like, yo.
Shedeur Sanders has sold the most amount of jerseys out of any rookie this year.
And it gets even crazier, depending on whether you're laughing as a fan or cringing if you're Cam Scatterbo. Gatorade recently came to Shedeur Sanders with a deal that would have had most players signing immediately. $60 million over 3 years. That's life-changing money for almost anyone. You take that deal and never look back. But Shedeur isn't wired like most players. Instead of just grabbing the guaranteed bag, he made a move that showed real business vision. He structured the deal to get 3% ownership in Gatorade USA. Now, 3% might sound small, but when you're talking about a company pulling in billions every year, that's serious money. Gatorade is one of the biggest beverage brands on the planet, and owning even a small slice of that means Shedeur is set up to get paid for a long, long time. This isn't about quick money. This is about building generational wealth. This is about setting up his family for the long run. And if things keep going the way they're going, Shedeur Sanders is on track to become the youngest NFL billionaire while he's still playing. Not a millionaire, a billionaire, while he's still lining up on Sundays. Let that sink in. Cam Scatterbo can only dream about that level of success. And yet, there he was on a live show calling Shedeur broke. The irony is wild. And that Gatorade deal isn't even the whole story. Long before Shedeur ever took his first NFL snap, he already had a record-setting endorsement deal that had the sports world buzzing. At the time, the $125 million number sounded crazy for someone who hadn't even played a down in the league yet. People questioned it. Critics were loud, but Shedeur never flinched. He knew what he brought to the table, and the brands clearly knew that too.
Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, goes viral, but not for football, but for how he structured his contract. He had an equity clause in his deal with Gatorade. That clause basically said, I'm not just here as a name or a body. I want part of what's being built off of me. I want ownership in the outcome. So that clause essentially just preserved his interest. And he didn't walk away with just a one-time check. He walked away with his corrected status in the contract, and he claimed his equity.
Then things went nuclear. The second Shedeur stepped onto the field for his first preseason action, Nike activated a special active player clause in his contract. Just like that, the deal doubled. His earnings jumped to $250 million over the next 4 years. And it wasn't just about the money. He also locked in a crazy 50% cut of all his jersey sales. That means every time someone buys a Shedeur Sanders jersey, he's getting half of that profit. That kind of setup puts him in a different lane than almost every other rookie. While other guys are happy signing their first endorsement deal and learning how to manage their checks, Shedeur was already playing the business game at an elite level. That's how he became not just the highest paid rookie in NFL history, but one of the most powerful young names in sports, period. What makes it even crazier is that he was already passing big-name prospects like Cam Ward and Travis Hunter in earnings and popularity. Even without being a first-round pick like many expected, Shedeur showed that draft position doesn't decide your ceiling. Knowing your worth and playing the business game right does.
Yeah, we playing that shallow. Yeah. Which one my daddy cleat should I wear? 93s, 96s. I don't know a decision.
So when Cam Scatterbo sat across from Shedeur Sanders and called him broke, that wasn't just trash talk. That was pure ignorance about how the NFL business world really works. It showed he doesn't understand the difference between making money and building real wealth. And it also put a target on his back with one of the most loyal fan bases in football. Shedeur Sanders fans don't play about disrespect. They ride for him the same way he competes on the field. And Scatterbo is about to feel that energy real quick. Because while Shedeur took the high road and didn't escalate things on the show, his fans aren't going to let that slide. The backlash has already started, and it's only getting louder. At the end of the day, Cam Scatterbo should have known better. You don't take shots at someone who's operating on a completely different level financially and professionally. Shedeur Sanders isn't just rich, he's building an empire. And calling someone like that broke doesn't make you sound tough or funny. It makes you look clueless. And once again, Shedeur Sanders showed why he's one of the smartest young players in the league. He didn't need to talk back. He didn't need to explain himself. He didn't even need to flex his net worth. That smile said everything, and the numbers do the rest of the talking. While Cam Scatterbo is trying to stay relevant by throwing shots at bigger names, Shedeur Sanders is quietly becoming one of the most powerful and influential players in the entire NFL.